Hey, it's Miss Alana, being awesome and amazing, and I know you are too. Now, this is the third video I am recording today. The first one gave you today's tips and tasks that you have to do for the day and some cool and fun tips to help you be better and be smarter. So if you haven't watched that, go watch that. And the last video I just recorded was the standards. I went over the standards and instructions for today's problem solving assignment, okay? Now, in this video, in that last video, I gave you the standard. We talked about that, and we talked about the cubes clues and the solve and check box and the solution box and I can box. In this video, I am going to give you all 5 problems together, okay? I am going to give you all 5 questions that you have to do. So what I want you to do, obviously, it's going to go a little bit faster because I'm not just going to be like, waiting for you to do it. So you could just pause the tape as you work through them, okay? And then that way you can flip through the videos as well. The video after this one is the one I am going to give you a lesson or some help and some some help, a tutorial lesson on what today's problems and how you need to work those out, okay? All right, so are you ready? Are you ready to write? All right, now the first problem, bam, is this right here. So again, pause the tape if you need to, okay? Can you see that? All right, it says we are buying 2 pounds of butternut squash and 1.5 pounds of spaghetti squash. How many pounds of squash are we buying in all? All right, so now what's different with these problems is we are not working with decimals. We are working with whole numbers and fractions and mixed numbers, okay? So let me read that to you again and pause the tape if you need to. We are buying 2 pounds of butternut squash and 1.5 pounds of spaghetti squash. How many pounds of squash are we buying in all? All right, you good with that one? All right, actually, you know what? I do want to show you some pictures of butternut squash and spaghetti squash. I think, you know what? I'm going to make that video after this one, okay? So I can show you some pictures. All right, so go ahead and write that problem down. Okay, problem number 2, question number 2 is this right here. We are buying 3.5 pounds of Honeycrisp apples and 2.5 pounds of Granny Smith apples. How many pounds of apples are we buying in all? Are you good? All right, let me read that again. Pause the video if you need to. We are buying 3.5 pounds of Honeycrisp apples and 2.5 pounds of Granny Smith apples. How many pounds of apples are we buying in all? All right, so that's the problem. That's number 2. Number 2 right here. All righty. Are we ready for question number 3? Okay, remember, I'm not expecting you to do it this fast. You can write it down, then pause the tape. Write it down, pause the tape. Okay. All right, question number 3. This is question number 3. We are buying 4.5 pounds of green cabbage and 2.5 pounds of red cabbage. How many pounds of cabbage are we buying in all? Are you good? Let me read that again. We are buying 4.5 pounds of green cabbage and 2.5 pounds of red cabbage. How many pounds of cabbage are we buying in all? All right. It's question number 3. And in the next video, I am going to show you pictures, okay? All right, question number 4. Question number 4. Right here. We are buying 3.5 pounds of Roma tomatoes and 1 pound of on-the-vine tomatoes. How many more pounds of Roma tomatoes are we buying than on-the-vine tomatoes? All right, pause the video if you need to. I'll read that again. We are buying 3.5 pounds of Roma tomatoes and 1 pound of on-the-vine tomatoes. How many more pounds of Roma tomatoes are we buying than on-the-vine tomatoes? All right, good. And question number 5, the last question, bam, you're going to write it right here in the last box, is this right here. We are buying 5.5 pounds of American eggplant and 2.5 pounds of Chinese eggplant. How many more pounds of American eggplant are we buying than Chinese eggplant? Oh my gosh, it's so weird because I'm like looking at it upside down and backwards. It looks so weird. It looks so weird. So look, if you take a piece of paper, look. Oh my gosh, look, you can see it. That's so weird. All right. We are buying 5.5 pounds of American eggplant and 2.5 pounds of Chinese eggplant. How many more pounds of American eggplant are we buying than Chinese eggplant? All right, so make sure you have all 5 questions down, okay? I'm going to show it to you real quickly. I'm not going to read it again. I'm going to show it to you. So if you need to pause it again, pause it again. All right, so that's question number 1. That's number 1, about the squash. Number 2, about the apples. And you know what? I really don't even care if you put them in different spots. That's fine with me. Number 3 is the cabbage question. Cabbage. Number 4, tomatoes question. And did I block it? Here, let me show it to you like that. And number 5, the eggplant question. All right, so I hope you have all those questions. The next video, I'm going to show you some pictures of these fruits and vegetables so that you can know more about them if you don't. I am also going to make a video to show you how I want you to solve these problems. I want you to make sure that you are drawing your pictures, using your visual fraction models, and writing your equations, writing those fractions with the operation symbol and the equal symbol with your answer, okay? All right, yes, all right, sprinkle time, yes, awesomeness sprinkles, give me some awesomeness sprinkles. All right, catch the next video.